You can save thousands of dollars on plane tickets using these hidden strategies. These are 11 methods for you to save on flights that the airlines don't want you to know. After researching all these methods, I rank them based on their potential savings and difficulty. I'll show you the benefits and drawbacks of each method and explain how they work. Some of these methods can shrink ticket prices to less than half the size. This is Right Pilot, the space about all things aviation. Big thanks to you all for supporting the channel. Let's get into it. First up, we have alternative luggage services. Many low-cost airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet charge excessive fees for checked baggage. However, using third-party luggage services, such as Send My Bag or Luggage Forward, can sometimes be cheaper than paying these high baggage fees. These services allow you to ship your luggage separately, potentially saving you money on your ticket. Here's how it works. You can ship your luggage ahead of your flight using a third-party luggage shipping service. This way, you avoid paying extra baggage fees by sending your bags to your destination in advance. Some services even offer door-to-door delivery to your hotel. Pros: this method can be cheaper than paying for excess baggage fees on budget airlines, and it's potentially more convenient than dealing with airport baggage policies. Cons: this will add additional time and logistics like sending bags ahead of time and waiting for delivery. Also, it may not save you as much money if you don't have a lot of luggage, and it's not available on all routes or destinations. I rank this in 11th place because while this strategy can save on baggage fees, it's more of a niche solution and involves extra time and effort. It's not necessary for every traveler, especially those who don't check in much luggage, but it's a good option for heavy packers who frequently travel with low-cost carriers. Next up is the 24-hour rule. The U.S. Department of Transportation allows passengers to cancel or change their flight bookings within 24 hours of purchase without penalty. This rule offers an opportunity to book a flight at the best price, then monitor it over the next 24 hours. If the price drops, you can cancel your booking and rebook at the lower fare. Here's how it works. You book a flight that has the great fare. Wait 24 hours to see if the price changes. If the price drops, call the airline to cancel and rebook at the lower price. Pros: it's simple, risk-free, and effective if you're monitoring prices, and it's easy to implement with no extra cost or effort required. Cons: the savings are usually modest and may only result in small price drops. Plus, the strategy relies on the availability of price drops within the 24-hour window, which isn't guaranteed, and it will only work on certain airlines and certain fares. I rank this in 10th place because it's a simple strategy to take advantage of any price drops, but it doesn't always yield significant savings. Still, it's an easy and risk-free method to keep in mind when booking a flight, especially if you don't mind keeping an eye on prices for a day after booking. Alright, we got alternative booking websites for discounted fares. Certain flight booking websites specialize in finding deeply discounted or lesser-known fares. Websites like Skyscanner, Kiwi.com, and Momondo aggregate flights from various sources, including those not available through mainstream booking platforms. They often show cheaper alternatives and can help you find unconventional routes or lesser-known carriers. Here's how it works. You use these specialized websites to search for the lowest priced tickets. These sites aggregate data from multiple sources, including budget airlines, for a broader range of options. These sites look for unconventional routes that are often cheaper than a direct flight. Pros: this method can uncover cheaper options that may not show up on major platforms, which makes it great for budget travelers or those seeking alternative routes. Plus, it can help you compare options across a wide range of airlines and carriers. Cons: this may involve flights with long layovers or non-standard routes, which can be inconvenient, and some lesser-known or budget airlines may not offer the best customer service or amenities. Also, the booking process may be less user-friendly than mainstream platforms. I rank this in 9th place because while the potential savings can be decent, there's a trade-off in terms of convenience and customer service. This method is most beneficial for those who are flexible with travel dates and routes, as the unconventional options may not always be ideal for everyone. For number 8, we got airline shopping portals. Many airlines have their own shopping portals like Advantage eShopping for American Airlines or SkyMiles Shopping for Delta that offer cashback or reward miles when you shop through their sites. This includes not just flight bookings but also everyday purchases. You can book your ticket through these portals, and the cashback or miles earned can effectively reduce your flight costs. Here's how it works. You can register for an airline shopping portal. It's usually free. Before booking your flight, visit the portal and click through the airline's booking site. Once you make your purchase, you will receive cashback or miles that can be used for future flights or discounts. Pros: this is a very easy to set up and use, and it allows you to earn rewards and possibly lower the cost of future flights. Plus, you don't need to change the travel plans at all. Cons: savings are typically modest because cashback and miles aren't usually substantial, and not every purchase qualifies for cashback, depending on the airline's terms and conditions. Also, it might take some time to accumulate enough points for significant savings. I rank this in 8th place because, while this is a very easy strategy that doesn't require much effort, the savings are pretty minimal. It's a great passive way to reduce your overall travel expenses if you're already loyal to a particular airline, but it won't necessarily lead to huge immediate savings. Alright, you've made it this far. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Booking long-haul flights as separate segments. Rather than booking a single long-haul ticket, you can often save money by booking each leg of the trip separately. For example, you might book a flight from New York to London, then book a separate flight from London to your final destination. This method works particularly well if you're flexible with your route and open to using different carriers. Here's how it works. You'll book separate tickets for each leg of a long-haul flight, using budget carriers for one or more segments. Be sure to carefully research layovers and connection times to ensure smooth transfers. Pros: there are potentially substantial savings, especially for international routes, and you have more control over your itinerary and potential to use budget carriers on shorter segments. Cons: this method can lead to additional logistical headaches, such as coordinating connections or dealing with different airlines that may involve separate baggage policies, making it inconvenient. Also, there is a risk of missed connections if your first flight is delayed, as the second flight will be treated as a separate booking. I rank this in 7th place because this method can yield significant savings, especially for international flights, but it comes with some complexity. Managing separate bookings and potential delays can make it a bit trickier, so it's ideal for experienced travelers who can handle multiple connections and different airline policies. You could also try booking multi-city flights instead of one-way tickets. Sometimes booking a multi-city flight, which is when you're flying into one city and out to another, can be cheaper than booking separate one-way tickets. This strategy is particularly useful when traveling internationally or when you want to visit more than one city on your trip. Here's how it works. You'll choose the multi-city option when booking through online travel agencies or airline travel websites. Just select your start city and final destination. Then add an additional city for the return or connecting flights. Pros: this method can save you money by combining flights, especially on international or cross-country trips, and it allows you to visit multiple cities for the price of a round-trip ticket. Cons: this has limited availability on certain routes, and it's slightly more complex to book than a simple round-trip ticket. I rank this in 6th place because multi-city tickets often provide significant savings, but this method is more effective for longer trips or international travel. It's a versatile option, but not always the best choice for shorter or domestic routes. Alright, top 5, we got flying to a nearby alternate airport. Major cities often have multiple airports. Sometimes flying into a smaller, less popular airport can save you significantly on airfare, even when factoring in the cost of public transport or a rideshare to your final destination. Here's how it works. Book a flight to a nearby secondary airport rather than the primary airport in the city. Use public transportation or affordable taxis or rideshares to reach your final destination. Pros: this is very easy to implement for most cities. Flights to secondary airports can be significantly cheaper, and public transport is often affordable and can take you directly to the city center. Cons: it takes longer to travel from the secondary airport to the main city and can be inconvenient. Depending on where you are, limited public transport options in certain locations may add to costs or time delays. I rank this in 5th place because this is one of the easiest and most effective strategies to save money. While it involves a bit more time and planning, the savings are often worth it, especially for international trips to major cities. You can use credit card travel portals or points to book flights. This method works great with number 8. Travel reward credit cards allow you to earn points for your purchases, which can be redeemed for free discounted flights. Some credit card companies, like Chase or American Express, also have their own travel portals where you can book flights at a better rate using points. Often these cards offer sign-up bonuses or multipliers for certain categories, like ×3 points for travel-related purchases, which can help you accumulate miles more quickly. Here's how it works. Use a rewards credit card to earn points. You can redeem those points through the card's travel portal or transfer them to partner airlines for flights. Some portals offer bonus value for your points, like 25% more value when you book with Chase Ultimate Rewards. Pros: there's high potential for savings if you travel frequently and accumulate enough points. This method is great for frequent flyers who want to reduce their overall airfare costs. Cons: this requires good credit to qualify for the best travel cards, and you need to accumulate enough points, which takes time. Points may not cover the entire cost of your flight, and blackout dates may apply. I rank this in 4th place because this is a fantastic long-term strategy for frequent flyers who are willing to put in the time and effort to maximize rewards. The flexibility and potential for free flights make it a top contender, but it's best suited for those who want to travel often. Alright, final 3. Taking advantage of airline airfares. Airfares occur when airlines mistakenly list tickets for far less than their actual value. These mistakes can happen due to system glitches or human error. Travelers who are quick enough to book these fares can save hundreds of dollars, sometimes as much as 80% off the regular price. Here's how it works. Start by setting up alerts through websites like Secret Flying or Airfare Watchdog that track mistake fares. Be ready to book instantly when an airfare is posted. You can do this by following travel forums and social media accounts that alert users to these deals. Pros: incredible savings on long-haul and international flights. Plus, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to book flights at a fraction of the regular price. Cons: these mistake fares are rare and highly unpredictable, and you need to act fast as the deals often disappear within hours. There's also a risk that the airline cancels the fare or tries to charge you more. I rank this in 3rd place because while airfares offer the greatest savings, they are unpredictable and require swift action. However, if you're lucky enough to catch one, it can offer unbeatable deals, making this a powerful but high-risk strategy. It's always good to book flights on less popular days and times. Airlines charge different rates based on demand, and flights on peak days like Fridays, Sundays, and holidays are typically more expensive. By booking on less popular days like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, or by flying during off-peak hours like early morning or late night, you can often find lower fares. Searching in incognito mode or using a VPN can also help avoid price increases based on your browsing history. Here's how it works. Use search engines like Google Flights or Skyscanner and book flights on midweek days or during early morning or late night hours. Use incognito mode to avoid price hikes tied to search history, then look for flight options during low-demand months or days. Pros: this method is very easy to implement. Just adjust your schedule and search habits. There's no complex tools required, and small adjustments to timing can yield meaningful savings. Cons: this requires flexibility with travel dates, and savings are moderate and may not apply to all routes, especially last-minute or short-haul flights. I rank this in 2nd place because this method is easy and effective for travelers with flexible schedules. The potential savings are moderate, but it's one of the simplest ways to ensure you're paying the lowest price possible. Alright, since you stuck around and made it this far, I'm gonna dive deep into this last one. Do me a favor and comment number 1 if you made it this far into the video. Hidden city ticketing is an unconventional way to get cheaper flights by taking advantage of complex airline route structures. The method involves booking a multi-leg flight where your actual destination is the layover city, not the final stop. The twist is that you skip the last leg of the flight, the segment that would normally take you to your official destination, and exit at the layover city instead. Before you consider using the hidden city ticketing strategy, it's important to understand that while it can save money, it comes with risks that you need to be aware of. Airlines don't like this practice. While hidden city ticketing is legal, it may violate the airline's terms and conditions. If you're caught, the airline may charge you the difference in fare, revoke frequent flyer miles, or even ban you from booking with them in the future. Use this method cautiously. This strategy is best suited for occasional use or specific circumstances when you're flexible and understand the risks involved. I recommend doing your own research and making sure you're comfortable with the potential consequences before trying it. Ultimately, this is a money-saving hack, but it's not for everyone, and it requires careful planning. Make sure you fully understand the potential issues before you use this method, and always weigh the savings against the risks. You're flying from New York to Los Angeles with a layover in Chicago. Instead of continuing on to LA, you exit the plane in Chicago. By using this strategy, you could save anywhere from 20% to 60% off the cost of a direct flight to your layover city. This strategy works especially well for domestic routes, but can also apply to international flights, depending on the airline's pricing structure. Here's how it works. You need to identify a flight route where your layover city is your desired destination. This requires some creative searching. Websites like Google Flights, Skyscanner, and Momondo can help you find multi-leg flights. Look for flights where the layover city is priced significantly lower than a direct flight to that same city. Once you've found the right flight, you book it just like any other. However, your goal is not to board the final leg of the flight. In the example above, you would book a flight from New York to Los Angeles with a layover in Chicago and get off in Chicago, skipping the final leg to Los Angeles. After landing in the layover city, you simply do not board the plane for the next final leg of the flight. You exit the airport and enjoy your destination. This is a key part of the strategy. Never check bags. If you check luggage, it will be automatically sent to the final destination, in the example, Los Angeles, and you'll have no way to retrieve it in Chicago. Always travel with carry-on bags to avoid this problem. Pros: hidden city ticketing can provide a massive discount compared to booking direct flights. Many airlines price layover flights, especially on multi-leg routes, lower than direct flights to the same destination. If you need to book a flight at the last minute, hidden city ticketing may be an affordable option. Traditional direct flights often get more expensive as the departure date approaches, but a layover flight can be considerably cheaper. If you have flexibility in your travel plans and just want to visit a city where you're not starting your journey, hidden city ticketing can be a great way to do that affordably. Cons: hidden city ticketing only works for one-way travel. If you book a round-trip ticket and skip the last leg of the outbound flight, the airline may cancel your return flight. Essentially, booking a round trip with this strategy compromises your return journey, and you would likely need to book the return separately. As mentioned, checked bags will be sent to the final destination, which can be a significant hassle if you're trying to get off at the layover city. You will need to pack light and only travel with carry-on luggage to make this strategy work smoothly. If your flight is delayed or canceled, especially on a multi-leg route, it could cause you to miss the layover city. Additionally, airlines may refuse to accommodate you in the case of missed connections if you're not traveling to your final destination. Always have a backup plan or be prepared to adjust your schedule. I'm putting this in first because the potential for savings with hidden city ticketing is immense. Although it requires some research and planning, the strategy is particularly effective for travelers who are willing to take some calculated risks in exchange for big cost reductions. This is why it often tops lists of hacks for frequent flyers and savvy travel planners. You can often find tickets for half the price of a direct flight by taking advantage of the complex way airlines price multi-leg routes. Hidden city ticketing is less widely known, making it a hidden gem for those in the know. Plus, many airlines are still adjusting to the strategy, meaning you have the opportunity to save before they tighten up their policies. Here are some bonus tips for success with this method. Some websites are designed to help you find hidden city ticket opportunities. Skiplagged is one such website that specializes in finding hidden city flights. You can also use tools like Google Flights to manually search for flights with layovers in your destination city. Make sure you check multiple options to ensure you're getting the best deal. The best hidden city opportunities tend to arise on more complex routes with multiple layovers or when airlines have large hubs. For instance, if you're flying from a small airport to a major hub, like JFK to Chicago O'Hare, you may find cheaper options by booking flights that go through other cities. Hidden city tickets are more likely to be available if you're looking for flights in advance. The closer you get to your departure date, the less likely you are to find these discounted multi-leg flights. Booking a flight at least 2 to 4 weeks in advance may give you the best chance to score a hidden city deal. Hidden city ticketing is a gray area in airline policy, so it's important to understand the potential risks before committing. If you're planning to do this once or twice for a specific trip and you have flexible plans, the savings are worth it. But if you rely heavily on hidden city tickets for your regular travel, be aware that it could eventually impact your relationship with the airline. While hidden city ticketing often works best with major carriers like United, American, or Delta, don't overlook budget carriers like Spirit, Frontier, or Southwest. They may have more affordable multi-leg routes, even if it means additional layovers. You may also find more creative ways to combine flights from different airlines, especially if you're willing to book each leg separately. To sum it up, hidden city ticketing is a unique and effective way to save on flights, particularly when traveling domestically. With a little research, patience, and flexibility, you can score major discounts and make your travel budget stretch farther. However, be aware of the risks involved, including the possibility of penalties or booking complications. For those willing to embrace this method cautiously, the rewards can be substantial. Ultimately, the best method for you depends on your travel habits, flexibility, and how much effort you're willing to put into finding deals. Combining a few of these methods, like flying on off-peak days and taking advantage of shopping portals for cashback, can add up to big savings over time. Thank you for taking time to watch the video, and I hope you found some helpful strategies to save money on your next big vacation. I'll see you in the next one.